Welcome to the video tutorial for the same-day focaccia recipe from my cookbook, 3 Doughs, 60 Recipes. First, start with a large mixing bowl and mix together warm water, honey, or you can use sugar or agave. Add in the extra virgin olive oil and your instant yeast and whisk that together. Once it's all mixed, add in your bread flour and your fine sea salt and stir that together with a spoon until no dry patches remain. The dough should look like this. If it's a bit wetter, that's okay. If it's drier, add in a touch of water. Scrape down the sides of the bowl, cover it with a tea towel, and let it rest at room temperature for 15 minutes. Then it's time to do your first series of stretch and fold. So this is where you wet your hands so the dough doesn't stick. Grab the dough and pull it up and over itself until the dough tightens up into a rough ball shape like this. Cover the bowl again, let it rest for 15 minutes, and then repeat the stretch and fold process once more. If you're doing the overnight version, check the book for instructions. This is where you'll put it into the fridge. If not, let it rest for an hour to an hour and a half and then prepare your tray. So you can use a smaller 9x13 tray like I'm using here, or you can use a larger tray if you would like it to be thinner and crispier. Rub a tiny bit of oil onto the tray, place the nonstick parchment paper over the top. The oil helps the paper to stay in place. And then drizzle your olive oil liberally onto the parchment paper. Then tip the dough into the tray and you're going to fold it into thirds like this. It will look sort of like a large burrito when you're done with it. Rotate it lengthways into the tray and then flip the dough over and then cover with a tray or with some oiled parchment paper to proof at room temperature for an hour to an hour and a half. Near the end of the proof time, set the oven rack to the lowest position in the oven and preheat it. And then get your toppings ready. So here I'm just doing rosemary and sea salt. If you're using rosemary, cover it with a bit of olive oil so it doesn't burn. Then you are going to pull the edges of the dough towards the edges of the tray, drizzle it liberally with extra virgin olive oil. When using rosemary, I like to sprinkle it over the top before I dimple it in so it really sticks on. Normally, you would place toppings into the dimples that you've created during the dimpling process. Press your fingers into the dough until they hit the bottom of the tray and repeat. Now I'm just sprinkling over a final touch of flaky sea salt and then baking in the bottom rack of the oven for 18 to 23 minutes, but there's more information in my book about adjusting for your particular oven. The focaccia should be golden brown. Let it cool on a cooling rack so the bottom stays crispy. Cut in after about 15 to 20 minutes and then enjoy your beautiful focaccia. You can see this makes quite a thick focaccia, so again, if you'd like it thinner, you can use a bigger tray.